Hi guys, it's Michael from TheSMCast here, and yes, sat in front of me now I have the new Force Awakens Millennium Falcon now. I picked this up from Argos at the weekend. It was on special offer. It should be about 130 quid and I got it for 99.99. And I've always wanted a Millennium Falcon, I've always wanted the collector's edition, but never managed to get one, and now I thought, why not, let's go for it. So basically guys, I bought this, I've sold it already, but I'm keeping the minifigures, so I want to do a quick review. I hope you've all seen the time-lapse video as well that I've done for the build. And what we're going to do is we're going to go straight into this. We're going to first of all have a look at the box, then the instructions, then the minifigures, and then of course the set itself. And if you're wondering why the camera is bouncing slightly, or why it tips all of a sudden for no apparent reason, it's because I'm not using a tripod. I've got my Fayud Tech G4 handheld gimbal that I'm using to film this, because I know that I'm going to be moving around the set quite a bit, so I thought the nice smooth panning would work really well. So let's get straight into it. Okay then guys, so this is the box. It's quite a large box. You can see pretty much from the size of my hand, it's maybe about 2 feet by 1.5 feet in size. Got a really nice picture of the Millennium Falcon on the front, with obviously a little bit of artwork, the Disney logo. We then get, as with every Lego set, showing the minifigures that we get with this. Quite a nice array of figures too. Then we have got the minifigures again, showing to scale, etc. Down the side, some more artwork. Then on the back, we're shown how the set expands with all the play features, etc. So on and so forth. A few more of the little features, some of the weapons that we get with this set. Some more play features, etc. Things that kids like missiles that they can shoot into their siblings' eyes, etc. So that is the box, and it comes with 8 bags. The set does. Not 8 bags, 8 steps worth of bags, because it is almost like a modular build now. Most of the Lego sets are, where rather than opening all the pieces at once, you open certain bags to do it step by step. Now if we just swing over here, we've got the instruction booklet. 75105 is the set number. Quite a nice thick instruction booklet too. So if I flick straight to the back, you've got some artwork in here, a nice minifigure gallery as well, some other sets, and the instructions itself, there's the piece inventory, is 159 pages. Very detailed instructions, as with all of Lego's sets. And what I thought was at first annoying, but then I actually quite enjoyed because you look forward to it, is that the minifigures of the set are split between the bags. So rather than other sets where you would open all the minifigures at once, they're split over several bags. And there is the bag, there is a minifigure in there. You do get a brick separator and several parts, spare bits as well. Okay then guys, so let's get straight into this set. Very nicely sized set for the price. I found personally that I didn't think the pictures on the internet did it justice. I wasn't expecting it to actually be this big. So that was quite a nice pleasant surprise. First of all, we're just going to go through some of the detailing. We've got some nice, only sticker pieces unfortunately. We have some printed pieces, not features, down on the cockpit down here. We've got the nice 2 front wings. Swinging up, we've got the satellite dish, which does unfortunately have a sticker on it, which is a shame, rather than a printed piece. And coming down here, we've got stickers, etc. Now if I just get the gimbal to swing down, and if that's just inverted it. So now if we come underneath, I'll bring the camera here, you can see that the undercarriage underneath of it is somewhat small. Not so much so that you can actually fit a figure under here, which is I actually find quite disappointing. So if we keep swinging this around here, we can see obviously the underside structure of it. We've got the blue energy beam here that obviously powers it. Keep spinning around. You can see the undercarriage piece is very simplistic underneath, which is a little bit of a shame. I was very disappointed that you couldn't get figures underneath, but I suppose it keeps in theme with the scale of the set. So now spinning around the side, we can see all the detailing, etc. Nowhere near as much detail as there is in comparison to the Ultimate Collector's Millennium Falcon, but that's what you expect when that set has 5 times as many pieces. So quite nice here. Right, so now we'll go straight into the... Just drop the camera down a bit, there we go. We've got the cockpit pod just here, so this doesn't lift up or anything like that. The only way that you actually can get it off is to actually physically unclip it, as so. Then there's no doorway in, there is literally just a blank wall, obviously to try and show a little bit of detailing, and one control panel. I think there should be enough space for too many figures, however I do think, excuse me, it probably will be a little bit cramped, so I was a little bit disappointed with the cockpit space. Now we move over to the front just here. And inside of just here and here, you can just see the end of two missiles that are positioned around the front, just there. And obviously, as you all know, they disappear into oblivion when you push down into those little holes, which I thought was quite a nice feature. So on the top, we've got a turret gun just here, which lifts up to allow access inside. If I just spin this around, drop the camera in. We've got the two gunner bays underneath. There is a gunner bay underneath, I will show you that in a bit. Quite a nice feature here though to get your minifigures in and out. To sit them down is you've got a removable, almost dual seat piece, which I thought was quite a clever idea. Otherwise it would have been very, very fiddly indeed to try and get fingers in and out of there. Spinning it round. Again, we've now got the satellite dish, fully positional, on sort of a ball gimbal mount rather than just a Technic pin. So now then, the bit that you're probably all wanting to know is that how does it open up? So this piece drops down here on quite a nice Technic axle, just like that, which pretty much folds flat. Then one by one, our pieces peel away, apart from the two centrals and the tunnel, peel away to reveal the interior. Now, I'll just get all the way around. Last one, there we go. So you can see that the set completely and utterly opens up, so play factors at this point here are massively increased, which is a great feature. This was obviously a feature on the original Millennium Falcon, not the Ultimate Collector's Edition, the original playset version I'll call it. We've got the really cool checkered board game set just here with nice seats with some very interesting patterns on them. Little control panels. This is actually a printed piece as well, it isn't a sticker. Dropping it down in here, I'm just hoping that you can see. We've got a little control panel just in here with a swivel chair spinning around. This piece just here is fixed. It is literally sat on a, if I can get it out, on a little turntable. That's all it is, so you can change the position and the angle of it. So if I can get that back in without destroying the whole set. Spinning around, I'll show you underneath the central bits in a second. Got more detailing, just sort of cargo, rubbish, etc. Some nice sticker pieces and really interesting colours as well going on just here. Almost like a bed setup as well, which is very nice. And then obviously back through underneath into here. Now, so just here in this bit, guys, this is, if you, I would assume you have all seen The Force Awakens. This is where Rey, BB-8 and Finn hide when Han Solo and Chewbacca decide to reclaim the Falcon. Now, this is a very, very shallow opening. I like the way they've done it, it's almost very deceitful. A minifigure would not be able to stand up in there and still be concealed. It would definitely have to lie down, and to be perfectly honest, I'm not even sure if a minifigure would fit in there. So that's quite an interesting play feature, probably not necessarily complete to minifigure scale, but hey ho. And then around the other side, just under here, we have the, I would call it the loading bay, the loading door, let's say, which drops down. Obviously the figures can then come up through and in there. Now, if I just spin this round, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 4, not 3. 3 spins it round, so you have to look at me. And if I drop it down here, you can just see where the door sticks out there. And you can see my hand as I drum my finger up and down. Nowhere near enough space in there to get a minifigure, which is disappointing really, because it completely removes the play factor for people that want characters to be running through and up and in. So a little bit of a shame just there, but not a massive problem. Very nice detail in here, really nice. I like the scruffiness of it, the different consoles, etc., the debris. A little bit disappointed there's no tunnel actually through and into the cockpit. That was a bit of a shame, but hey ho. And obviously there is how our entrance for the top and underside gunner positions. So if I close this up, go around methodically, it does fit together very, very nicely. There are a few little bits like just there we have to give it a little bit of encouragement to close nicely. Just close it round like so. Okay, now what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to flip this over so that we can have a look at the underside. Okay, so rather than actually put it on its back, I've decided to just hold it upright. And obviously you can see there, that is how far the drawbridge comes down. So that gives you some sort of idea that it's very limited opening if I just show you inside there, which is a little bit of a shame, but you know. So there is our base gunner, which is obviously pivotable. I would show you, but I've got one hand on the camera and one hand on the model. Undercarriage pieces just here, very simple Technic design, just clips in very simply. And basically underneath there's been no real attention to detail, mainly because of how close the body is to the surface it's sat on. There was no need for them really to hide the substructure of the model. So yes, that is the underside. Okay then, so now onto the minifigures. So first up we've got BB-8 just here. Nice little dinky droid, you can see how big he is in comparison to Han Solo. Very simplistic design, and he probably actually is the only minifigure in the set, or he is the only minifigure in the set, that will actually fit underneath of the Falcon. So now we have got, I'm just thinking that maybe the focus is actually in the background. That's probably a little bit better. We've got Han Solo, we've got Rey, we've got Chewbacca with a really funky gun piece that's like a crossbow. We've then got Finn, we've then got Tasu Leech, and then a Kanjik Lub gang member. I think I've said that right. I hope I've said that right. Very, very nice detailing on all of these figures. I do hope it's in focus. And I've not got the GoPro too close. Really nice minifigures. You get 7 with this set. So that's quite good actually for value wise. However, with this being a £140 set, I preferably would like to see 1 minifigure per £10. But unfortunately we don't get that. It's more sort of 1 to 20, which is a bit of a shame. So they are the minifigures, and in the background you can see the set. I hope you've all enjoyed this review, guys. We have done a time-lapse video of this, so if you want to go and head on off to the channel, you can see that video for yourselves on how long it took us to build it. It actually took me 2.5 hours, but you'll be able to see the build yourself. Also, just to quickly mention before I go, we have now got a Bricklink store. So Bricklink is a website where anybody can upload the individual Lego pieces, sets, minifigures, boxes, instructions, etc. and people can come along and buy them. So if you want to head on over there, check it out, and by all means go crazy. That sounds a little bit weird, I don't entirely know why I said that. Also, if you are a follower of our Facebook page, if you like our page and then message us, you'll get 10% off your next Bricklink order. There you go. Merry Christmas. But yes, definitely get this set, guys, whilst it's on special offer. Fantastic set. Very pleased with it. As always, don't forget to rate, comment, and of course subscribe. This has been my first video in a while, so I do apologise for my bit blabbering, because I've completely gotten out the swing of filming. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching and have a fantastic day.